We're not going to take it anymore. I see a civil war coming. I do. I see civil war coming.
I can tell you right now, if they steal the election, all bets are off. How about civil war? Let's go for it.
Noam Chomsky has a dire warning for the United States as the Republican Party slides further right into authoritarianism. Hi, I'm Yasmin Khan here with Rebel HQ.
One of the lessons we should learn from 2021 is what is happening to the most powerful, wealthy state in world history. It's going off, literally going off the precipice. There was recently a study of attitudes of Republican voters on many issues, comparative study, comparing them with European parties. The results are pretty grim. They rank with parties like Alternative for Deutschland, the right-wing neo-fascist parties. It is one of the two major parties in the United States. The party that is very likely to take power next year and in 2024 because of various manipulations and shenanigans that they're carrying out. They won't win the vote, but they'll probably win the election.
In the study that Chomsky cited, the views of the current Republican Party were in alignment with very right-wing authoritarian foreign governments. Chomsky mentioned that the Republican Party would likely return to power in 2022 and 2024, but not necessarily because they had the votes. In 2021, 34 laws were passed restricting access to voting, while 262 bills were introduced in 41 states that would have interfered with elections. Texas, where I live, led the charge last year, with an impressive 59 voter-suppressive bills introduced. For comparison, Arizona had the second most with 20. I always say that Texas is not as red as people think it is, but we're up against a lot.
If you take a look at the attitudes of Republican voters during the 4 Trump years, concern for global warming declined by about 20%. That's 4 years of propaganda. There are ominous signs of worship of a semi-deity. We're both old enough to remember that from somewhere else. Okay.
When you look at various conflicts and uprisings around the world, you tend to find a few common themes in regards to why it all happened in the first place. One of the most common themes that you run into is a minority ruling a majority. This can happen in various different ways, but one of the best ways it can happen is through voter suppression. Voter suppression ensures that the voices of the masses are stifled in one way or another, resulting in a government that simply does not represent the people. In a democracy, that's a huge problem. In an interview with Al Jazeera last week, Chomsky said, "The political system does not represent the population." Turns out, for a large majority of the population, by some studies up to 90%, there's essentially no correlation between people's attitudes and opinions and the votes of their own representatives. Their representatives are listening to different voices. With the gridlock in Congress, specifically with the unyielding Mitch McConnell at the helm of the Republican Party, it's easy to understand why people are frustrated on both sides of the aisle with their representation. It's disheartening, to say the least, to see bills and ideas and movements that are supported by the general public just be dismissed or gutted by the people who we elected to work on our behalf. It's fundamentally anti-democratic, and our representative republic is becoming more and more unrepresentative. Chomsky's main point, however, is that this imbalance of power is especially dangerous when it happens in, quote, the world-dominant power, history's most powerful state. We have the world's biggest military, and we have a habit of inserting ourselves in conflicts around the world. What happens if we give up the facade of justice and equality? But there's hope. The people, especially the younger generations, are less willing than older generations were to accept and support systems and governments and leaders that don't have their best interests at heart. They have a unique perspective and the advantage of seeing things as they are instead of being jaded by nostalgic ideas of what it once was. The definition of progress is forward movement. To do that, yes, you have to understand history, but you also have to sort of separate yourself from it. The struggle is that when you're up against billions of dollars and maligned parties, it takes a lot of people working collectively to fix that imbalance.